scale of being human, where emotions are real. Look, the rich are asking the poor to stop buying shoes. That is all fine. If you have 100 pair of shoes, I have one pair. Let's support the poor to accelerate to the 100. We run fast, we run fat, we run barefoot. Hung loose, we are on the surfboard. Hung loose, 10 toes to the board. Let us open the door of the boardrooms. We have the front foot, let us take the front door. Hung loose, go slow, go fast, hung loose. Use the front foot, better yet the back door. Hung loose, go slow, go fast, it's a full
Wow. We're on stage. We are live. Stories to celebrate. Welcome to 3rd December. It's Sunday. I'm in Norway. Colin, you're in Kenya. Tell us how it started.
Yes, I mean,
When did you? It's a 90 years story. It's you started 90 days ago in Kenya. Tell us how it started.
I'm glad it's good afternoon to all that are watching. And glad to have you. Yes, indeed.
Yes, you know it started, and this started a little bit in the first weeks of September, and now 90 days after we are here, I can see that you, David, you were also there in Nairobi, Kenya, at the beginning of the days of this
It's for
journey.
you.
Yes.
It's for you. I think that's when we came up with the name. It's for you. I think we started at the Bomb Blast Memorial Park, right next to the African Climate Summit Convention Center, the Kenyatta Convention Center. And it was a remarkable place. And we asked people at that point to do just two things. And they were very, very simple things. The first was to imagine nature and dignity as gifts for you, and to express that with colors on piece of paper. And we were amazed by the creativity that the people had and the transformation that they felt as they were doing this. And then we asked them to post it on their social media. So we ask you to do the same. Just go through that exercise, post it on the social media, hashtag it with "It's for you." And that way we'll let everybody knows nature and dignity, it's for you.
Absolutely. Let's show a beautiful clip from Kenya so we can see.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aldi from Kenya. You know what? It's for you.
Wow, isn't that nice? That's how we have to do it. You know, it's for you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What a beautiful image there. People, and very, very, very natural in that way. And there's this part that we experienced when we were there. People came to that Bombas Memorial Center, Memorial Park, and they were really engaged with the theme. And they really engaged with it because what we were doing was taking the whole idea of aspect of climate beyond climate. We were taking them into the things about our conversations was all about, really, at the end of it, the things that give us joy.
Absolutely, it's the things that gives us joy. It's for you, it's for me, it's for COP28, it's for the leaders, it's for everyone on the planet. And of course, we are really happy that UNEP is there and is celebrating together with us from Nairobi. And I know that Collins has been working for 90 days with the whole team. And there's so many clips and stories to share, but
climate
even
change affect our economy.
Welcome to Kikesen Sport Tournament.
It is for you. Welcome to Kikesen Sport Tournament.
So,
yeah,
Colin,
yes, isn't
do you want to talk a little bit about that? I think you met them, right? And you went there, and so tell us the story. Who are they? Where are they from?
Yeah, it's thank you, David. And I'm just reflecting on the clips, and it's giving me so nostalgic. So the young boys are from Kajiado County. In the area is called actually Kikesen, and I had an opportunity to actually visit the area with a friend of mine, and I got to engage with the communities around it. Invited by a friend of mine, he's called Simon, and we had this amazing chance to share with the women doing the beadwork around him, a chat with the men and the projects they're actually doing around their area. It's called Kikesen River Conservancy.
So
and
where about is Kajiado County? For those who don't know
yes.
necessarily the geography of Kenya, where about is Kajiado County?
Yeah, so it's located west of Nairobi, not far from the city of Nairobi, but a huge, vast county. Actually, one of the unique about it, I know most people, when you hear the Maasai, so it's like a term people want to actually identify with. And
that's the people who dress in red and have the spears, right? The Maasai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's interesting just to learn how the amazing work they're doing. Simon, with the school nearby, they have a project with this beef keeping project, and engaging with young people. They have actually a football tournament that's coming up, and the amazing thing is that I had a chat with him and he's telling me, Collins, we have a huge number of young people. They have closed school. They just need to engage in this sport activity and use the same opportunity to actually just raise their awareness about environment, climate, livelihoods, and the whole aspect about the things that matters. You said, David, things that give us joy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so what were they doing when you saw that? With the football, what kind of things were they doing? There was something about a tournament or something you mentioned, I believe.
They opt for a tournament. Enjoy about children.
So
and
your internet, I think, is playing up a little bit. Yep. So
okay.
Maybe let me bring Inga back and see what else she has planned for us.
Yeah.
Inga.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, my friends in Kenya. Hi, my friends around the world. No, it's about sharing the stories and celebrating the stories that are happening. And as Colin said, we've been working on this for a long time. And let me share So that is the greetings from around the world, from the African continent. But you know, back to Nairobi,
It's for you.
wow.
That's so amazing. I love that. I love that there. And actually, what I want to do, if I may, is just to talk a little bit about the picture that we have, and the basic logo we have. So if I may just remove you a little bit from the screen, Han. So I want to have that background. Yeah, no. So the logo over there, Inga, do you want to describe about the logo that we have and what that means for people? It's for you on the bottom there.
Absolutely. It's in essence.
There you have it. Perfect.
In essence, you see, it's I'm the one person, and you are two, and that's it. It's people coming together and holding hands, and to bring a friend, a family, and people along, and in your own community, in your street. It's around the globe, so it's like connecting virtually, but it's also connecting very much on the ground in your local communities, and and we see that as a trend when it comes to actions. That's also at COP28. It's actions needs to be taken, but it's happening where people live, and that's why I'm saying that COP28. Not everybody can fly to COP28, but ideas can fly, and that's what we are bringing forward here. In our communications and conversations and dialogues around the globe, and we do it 7 in this early morning, Japan hours, 7 Karachi, and 7 in UK. So it's like around the clock for the 12 days of COP. So we say, join us and come together and be part of this story with us.
Yes, and if you wish to still sign up, plenty of opportunity. Sign up to It's For You at bit.ly/sign up to It's For You. You see that scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now, so that we can have your voice as well.
Absolutely.
And we want to bring together.
Absolutely.
Over to you, Inga.
Absolutely. And this is the power of ideas. It's a power of creativity, of collaboration, of a culture, and this is going to be the theme of the day. We're going to talk about creativity and actions beyond activism, and how the role of the artist will come together. We will talk about how we can collaborate, and then in an hour or two, we will fly over to Pakistan and get talking more about culture. We'll talk about the deep connection from Karachi to Nairobi, and back to us in Europe. But first, let me invite my friend in Sweden, who is actually a Norwegian, into the stage, and we listen to his interview and the way we can really present his work. So if that's okay with you, Collins, I will put on the recorded story that we have prepared for today. So ideas do matter, creativity and artists have an important role. So let's take a look.
Okay.
So we know that people are busy, so we don't expect.
Yes. Hello, Sveinung.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. I'm up in the northwest coast of Norway, and I understand you're down south in Sweden.
Yes, I'm in Gothenburg in Sweden, but I am Norwegian.
I know. So I'm sitting here in the city of Molde, up on the west coast, and as the co-founder of the World Climate School, and the work that I've been engaging in the initiative It Is For You, and it's for COP28, and it's to make the COP28 relevant for everyone on the planet. Climate change is for everyone. And what I liked when we first met was, in fact, that you said that we need something in a way to be active without being an activist.
Mm.
And
Yes.
and how creativity and the artist's spirit can actually be part of finding solutions.
Very true. Yeah, it dawned on me. I'm from Bergen, and which is a bit of a competitor to Molde in many ways, but on this stage we can collaborate. I've been working for many years as a film music composer. So I'm here in my studio in Gothenburg. I just realized it some years back that we have a role to play as artists, and it goes beyond propaganda, and it goes beyond being for or against, but it is the creative mindset. When I have a project on, and all artists have to go into a phase of chaos where you face multiple solutions and many problems and timelines and economic situations, and you have to find something beautiful. And it just dawned on me that that process can be applicable to other parts of life, and being trained in the chaotic chaos pilot environment can help you finding different tangential ways of looking at the world. And also we have a different language as artists that is not necessarily word-based, and not necessarily rational, but it's emotional. And some of the problems we face now in the world is they are not rational, they are emotional and identity-based. And so this brought me to think that, okay, hang on, let's see if we challenge artists and challenge myself to get involved in some way on this stage in the climate debacle problems. What can we bring to that scene beyond just being victimized or against something or supporting things, but being actually active from a creative point of view, and true creative.
I think it's you're touching the essence, because the crisis gives possibilities, and right now it has a potential to bring out a new renaissance of being human, with critical thinking, with our creativity, with our citizenship, with our common goals, our common challenges, and I like to well, yes, Molde and Bergen, we are friends. Yes, absolutely. Norway and Sweden is also friends. But the biggest the biggest difference between Norway and Sweden is that Norway, we don't have Greta Thunberg. But we have, on the contrary, we have the oil and gas machine of the fossil fuel industry. And I think that partnership, or between Norway and Sweden and the Nordic countries as such, can bring forward a partnership that we have to rethink and to turn things a little bit upside down, and to use our creative brain or emotional state of being. And I think let's tell me more about how you see towards COP and the 12 days of COP, how in Dubai, how you were able to present what you want to do to activate our creative spirit.
Yes, true. Yeah, no, I hear you definitely on Norway and Sweden. There are challenges, and we know the challenges. We know that Norway has to come off the oil. We know that Dubai has to come off, or Dubai doesn't have oil anymore, but Qatar and Abu Dhabi and other people, we have to come off the fossil fuel. The challenge is how, and when the problems are as complex as they are, We need to engage more people, because only true organic approaches can tackle these truly complex. So there won't be a silver bullet. There won't be a one solution fits all. There will be some technological, some and other things. But we have to embrace this crisis in a positive way, because then we can truly find new solutions. And one thing that we can find is that we are not the things that we own. We are not our richness. We are deeper than that, and that makes this climate crisis a potential for good, not just for bad. And if we embrace it in that way, that can be positive. So our one of the things we have been doing, and we want to do leading into during COP28, which we have been doing COP26 and 27, is through our network involve artists to listen. So we have an idea called the prisms. Prisms is a glass where the light hits it and it's diffracted into different colors. And this is our website that you can see here now. And prisms is challenging artists to be hit by a technical or political talk. So you listen to it, and when you listen to it, and in the immediate period after it, you reflect back on what you felt. Is there something underlying, something you need to read between the lines, something you can present in a different way? So you apply your creative chaos pilot mindset to this process, and then you make art quick. You make your art fast, in a working day or less, and then you present it back to the world and to the speaker and to yourself. So there are 3 audiences for this. It's yourself. You will be changed by doing this, because you will learn to listen. And the audience will benefit from this, because they will get the message, or the message that's inspired by the original message, in a different way, in an emotional language that is through you. And there also the idea of showing this back to the speakers, which we did very successfully through LinkedIn, and they were very surprised and glad to be listened to in this way. Not just agreeing or disagreeing. It's way beyond that. It's more like, what do I feel? And our emotions can be good if we practice our emotions. So we will do this at different folkhögskolor, different schools here in Sweden, but also online at a couple of dates here. So you can go to our website, bardsforclimate.com, and you'll see the dates when you click here. And then we have a sign-up form and a Zoom link that we will use. And these are the dates that we will be presenting 2 days here at a Nordic songwriting school in Kungälv, just north of Gothenburg. And then we'll do different online sessions, like you can see here, from 9 till 5 o'clock. And then we have a IRL in real life at the studio here in Gothenburg, and 2 online ones. So check that out. Here you can also read about the prisming process and how that you prepare, you set up, you're ready mentally and physically, you have a space to do it. You meet the others, you talk a little bit about what COP28 is and what's been shared. You listen to the talk together, and then you do your thing and you share it.
So Sven, repeat again for me, like a little bit practical. So on the 1st of December, the first day at COP, you are you invite for a 9 o'clock a.m. in the morning Zoom call. Is it so?
Yes, this is true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then is that a full day, or is this just like it's like half an hour up to?
So we know that people are busy, so we don't expect you to do a full day. You can if you want to. The important thing is that you are focused for the time you work on it, and that you're honest, and you don't spend too much time. This is also a way to overcome writer's block. So be fast, be intuitive, be on the ball. So don't make it more than a day, but you can make it in less than a day. So that we talk for half an hour just to meet each other, and then we can watch the talk together, or you can watch it on your own. And then you work on your own. So it's quite flexible in that way. So here we start at 9, one day here, 9 o'clock on these online ones. You can also do it on your own, but maybe it's good to do it first with somebody, going through the values, because we have. It's important for us to be value driven, that we have a responsibility as artists, and we have some values. To be honest, constructive and collaborative. So we're together and want to be constructive, not to tear down, but to build up. And,
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
no, this is very clear. And what I love, this is amazing work. And what I really love with the work you're presenting here, and what I've learned to know, is that it's the way to break out of the climate activist circles and people that is inside the cocoon of being climate engaged. We need to reach everyone, outside the climate activist circles.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. We need to be. There are many roles to play, and I wouldn't say that activists are wrong in any way to be confrontational. There is a place for that, but we have chosen a different complementary path also here, so we can have a different voice in this.
Absolutely, that's so beautifully cool, and I hope it will be for all of us. It's important that I love to share that and invite my friends, artists and alike, to come to your Prism workshop during the
Please
COP.
do so. And yeah, maybe I forgot to say that we will be sharing. One important thing is, if you want to, you can share back through our Instagram account, where you can. We do it this way. So here you'll see our Instagram account, and we hold up a piece of paper, and we share what we have done. This is important. So these are different prisms we have done on our Instagram, called Prisms of Bards. So this is one way. So yeah, I'm sharing it back. Important.
Yeah, absolutely. We will encourage people to do that. But bards, just before we close, explain what is a bard.
A bard can be many things to many people. Traditionally, it was one person that was employed by the king. We can shut down the share. How do I shut down the sharing? Yeah. Thank you. A bard traditionally was one that was present at the court of a king, and he was there to praise the king and to say good things about the king. This is not what we want to do. A bard for us is an artist who takes up the mantle or the torch of being relevant and collaborative, and collectively using his or her art form to make a change in the society around him or her. So it's taken up a value-based mantle of responsibility, that my art makes a change, makes a difference, can make a difference. We wanted to make it the best possible difference. And it's not in going into propaganda, which the old bards probably were. But this role of bards is all around the world. You see it in the role of the bauls in Bangladesh, the shair in Arabia, minstrels and the bards and the skald. All over the world, there have been active artists who have played a role in their society. And I feel part of the role of art is to make a difference, and how you do it and what you want to do is up to you. But we have to build something better, and we have a role to play in that. So we're taking the word bards to use in that respect.
Yes. And very difficult question at the end. The ultimate goal for COP28, are you able to express, like, is there any, what comes to your mind, like, Svanning, what do you want to see manifest for the world at COP28?
Oh, I would like to see people's inner motivations change. So that's not very measurable at all. I would like to hear people talk about what their dreams are for a new future, and what how they will take practical steps, and less about depression and the horrible things that can happen, but more about, okay, what can we taking on a positive in the midst of this? It would be amazing. So if there would be some voices in Dubai that would present not optimistic, but a difficult path, but a path with benefits for the future. That would be amazing for me.
Yes. So that's I think that's is a little bit aligned with my hope as well. And when you look at the graphics that we created, it looks like a champagne explosion of creativity and optimism. And in the midst of all the tragedy that is happening on the planet, it's really to let the artists actually to get their hearts come forward and have some kind of intuition of coming together as humans again and to reconnect with nature. So
Exactly. I think because this problem is such a complex one, we have to be organic about it. We have to allow different voices. We have to be value based, but not and find this path together and respect the global south, respect what's going on in all over the world, and see how we can be together and be more collaboratively orientated than conflict orientated.
Absolutely. I think we can continue our conversation for again and again, and it can continue, but let's take this as a first step, and I will look forward to join you on the 1st of December at 9 o'clock in the morning. So
please
yes.
do. Please do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't that great? It's really something. It's Add to Stage with Colin Cissé from. Isn't it good?
That was amazing. That was really amazing. Do you know how they have been? They've started. COP has started, and you know what? The first few days, it all looks like the promises are coming together. People are able to see the contributions into all the things that people were hoping for. So it's turning out to be much more optimistic. There's much, and the reporting itself. You know, I think the journalists are finding it hard to write negatively. Is that how you feel?
Asking me.
Yeah.
You know, I shared in the chat here that there's a link to Instagram. Hi, welcome. I know it's your birthday. Welcome on stage. It's your birthday. It's a celebration. It is a party. You know, it's a party. I'm so happy that you have birthday in the middle of this creative explosions of ideas. Bringing creativity, culture, collaboration to combat climate change and to bring partnership with Pakistan, Kenya, Norway, UK, around the globe. But let me go back to the questions of David here.
Yes.
He asked me what is happening with the bards and the prism. You know, I shared in the chat the Instagram, and if you like, I'll share it together with you again live on the screen, because you know it's good to be there with them and see what's going on. This is how it looks, and I like it. I really, really like it, and they have their reels, and they, you know, so it's working. And what's happening now? Here's what's happening now. Right now, it's that they're having a preparation to tell the stories and to give feedback. So on the 6th of December, we're getting live into the studio, and they will feedback music and stories from us, and they're working with songwriters in Sweden as well. So it's really amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's like great. You know, so you get to make your songs, you get to go along and do that. You know, in today's sort of how should we say it? In this sort of AI discussion, right? So we've had all these conversations about, is AI going to take away our humanity, basically? And you know, Bard is there just demonstrating that humanity is deeper than that. It is not about the tools that may be there. It is about how we connect and how we express ourselves, how we reach into that creativity that's inherent in ourselves. And we don't need to feel those things.
No, absolutely. But since my dear friend Irom is tuning in from Karachi. I like to just improvise because we prepare the scripts to go this way, and as we move along, I like to share something for you, Irom, and happy birthday again. We are friends. This
Thank
is
you
for you.
very much.
This
Made
is
my
really,
day, by the way. Thank you.
yes, but this is really for you. Please take a close look. This is for you. It's a
Really?
gift from all of us.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm excited. Oh my God. Good job.
Happy birthday. This was for you.
Thank you so very much. It's so amazing. I am always there to support you guys. It's like it's for you, it's for me, and it's for everyone. I am here from Karachi, Pakistan, and my favorite personality over here is Uminder Mate from Norway.
Yes.
We are the virtual friends. We are all together. So hi, Colin, how are you?
But
And so thank you so very much, everyone. Globally, people are just wishing me up. This is like a birthday bash thing, kind of thing, a virtual bash. Thank you so very much for all the wishes. I'm very humbled by your gesture. Thank you.
isn't it?
Yes, happy birthday, Irom, indeed.
Yes,
Oh,
without
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
But you know,
I am
Irom,
much of
let me get down the music a little bit, Irom, and really thank you, Shukriya, for being here. And you know, you are empowering women around the world. You are empowering people around the world. You've been working on the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, for years from out of Pakistan. You're a fashion entrepreneur. You are selling over here and over there, and you're really working day and night as a single mother, I will say, and also you're getting things together to celebrate, and your energy is amazing. So tell us more about your story. You take it from here. You're amazing.
Okay. So let me just let you know that I started a few years back, but as a normal housewife, I have three children and three boys. Both of them are in USA. The third one is with me. They're studying, and they're Alhamdulillah. God has blessed me a lot of happiness and all that, and plus the good children as well. But then after a successful and a very smiling face, there is some pain, some problems, some struggles hidden behind. And I started all of these things to get success with the fashion journey. And that fashion journey took me to places that I wanted to learn how to be a social media creator. And then afterwards, I wanted to make my own posts rather than asking few people to do some social media favors. And then I wanted to become an influencer, and I became that. And afterwards, fashion designing, if I always tell to my students, like, education is my profession, and fashion is my passion. So to just, if you work with your passion in your profession, I guess that is so amazing. These are the words that I have learned from my mentor. And the girl is very younger from me, and you know what? She's also from Norway. So,
Oh,
like, she's a fashion designer. She works in a fashion work, and I get connected with the Sherry Blair Foundation somehow, get mentored over there, and then I get to find those fashion entrepreneurs, fashion hubs over there, so that I can start my own business. And how I didn't know how to network, I didn't know how to even talk to people. I was a shy person. Then I explored myself, and then I find myself that I'm not an introvert, I'm an extrovert. I have some gift from God, and I wanted to use it. So the voice of mine can reach billions. That I say, it's a symphony of billions. So yes, definitely, it's for you, it's for me, and it's for everyone. So I
yes.
guess, Anger, that's the little part of my story that I just told you. So
No,
now,
no, you
you
haven't
go
told
ahead.
everything. You haven't told everything. What do I wear today?
Oh,
You s-
you wore the coat that I designed. Oh my God, amazing, isn't
yes,
it?
you
You
sent it.
got
You
it,
sent it.
Mama.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
it's an embroidery. So there's a story behind of it, and I wanted to tell that, if I may, Inger.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
But
So, so
just one thing to it. I want you to
uh,
also to talk about your technological Internet of
okay.
Things, AI things. So you're not getting only passion and fashion, but
All right.
technology. Yes.
No, 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 no.
Show
Yeah,
your
definitely.
yes,
Show your skills. Okay. So
yes, show your skills.
let's just rock the show. Okay, no problem. So, like, as I started, as I told you, that I started with this fashion journey, but then I wanted to go into the digital, and because I have the curiosity to become one like that, what they have that I don't have. So I started all of these things years back. I guess it's 27 years of my journey that I'm still learning and still doing something else. I have started working with a few of the JV Geniuses people in Georgia, Atlanta, who hired me as an intern, and then I just became the growth hacker over there. So it's an ethical hacking kind of thing. But the thing is, like, that wasn't a good experience, because as an intern, I didn't know a single thing about it. And then they mentored me, and they wanted me to do something. Plus, who doesn't like if you get paid and you get learned? That's something very amazing. So you know what, in COVID, there was nothing happening, and all the businesses went down. And even I had to close down my studio in one of the markets over here. So everything was closed down. So I thought I should do something with all of these skills, and I started connecting globally with other things. So I started my IT journey with the very famous mentor of mine, Amar Jafri, over here, as a Digital Academy Pakistan CEO, which is called DAP.com. So DAP.com, it was my first idea baby with my mentor, and we partnered in it, and we wanted to educate and empower people around the world. Maybe in also, like, I wanted to go into rural incubations with your mobiles and all that. So I started doing that digital journey with Amar Jafri, and credit goes to him that he empowered a woman. He's a man who empowered women. I guess he has ideas in his mind that women can also, they can multitask, but women like me who has some talent and are just wasting it, he wanted to just showcase it. And then I became the CEO of Digital Academy Pakistan and started teaching on LMS and whatnot and whatnot, and I learned from the younger students over there. And then because if you learn from anyone, age doesn't matter. But then afterwards, as Amar Jafri is a guru in cyber security, so I learned a little bit of it, and then I'm still learning cyber security, and I'm doing some of the courses for it, so that because I have an urge to learn knowledge. So I think rather than just wasting my time watching movies, I go watch how to make $1. So because Pakistani people wanted the right pavement to earn some of the dollars, so that they can get the GDP growth over here. So anyhow, fashion turned into 360 journey, and that digital and fashion goes together. So I started one of an organization with both of the combination. It's like I started that Womenpreneur Pakistan organization in 2014. That as I was experiencing very bad experiences, as it's a market of men who sits on the top of the tables in digital, but women were not doing anything and spending a lot of money in those days, and nobody knew, because the Facebook and the digital skills were very new those days. But then I started doing some friendships with the college friends and all that, and I said, those are the AppTech people, the young students who started working with me. I gave them some certifications, and it's not only the certification for them, but also I was learning every day. And then I learned, and now the content writing, and then I started making the gigs on Upwork, and I started making a lot of stories. And now, like I even write in a few of the international media newspapers, which is like seen in 150 countries. That is called TN Media. And because I guess half an hour, I get 4.5K of my article. This is something so amazing. So that's all because I have an urge to learn the digital things. So there are so many other skills that I learned, and especially in the fashion, that I learned how to turn your sketching with pencil into 360 sketching. So like this is like I started a course to just teach the young girls who wanted to be becoming a illustrator, or maybe doing something else. So I started that in my Womenpreneur Pakistan organization, started a digital literacy program. So so many other things. I started my office, bought an office, hired few of the employees, and do that. But in COVID, unfortunately, I have to close all of that. But then I never closed it. It is always there online. So I started all of these things. Then in COVID, another thing happened, that I get connected with Ingrid Mate. Ingrid Mate is one inspiring entrepreneur. And actually, the vibe of ours just connected. And thank you to Sadaf that she connected me to her. And I'm very blessed because the scarves that I wear, this is all like designed by me, manufactured in Pakistan, it's made in Pakistan, and we sent it over there. The coat she's wearing is all hand embroidered on a raw silk. So because it is hand embroidery, it is custom made. So in those days, it was very difficult. I had the fabric, which is all of the fabric was embroidered by hand, and it is like very, what you can say, a precious thing over here. So I just stitched a few of the color coats and sent one to Inga, and now she has been wearing it, and I am so happy to see it because that's my creation that she is wearing. This is the culture of Pakistan. This is called a truck art culture that we have. It's a Kashmiri embroidery on it, and it's a hand embroidery. It's not a machine embroidery. So now I guess I wanted to send her a few of the scarves, and then she managed to do a shoot in Norway with her daughter, I guess. And yes, definitely in COVID, which is like very appreciable because, you know, this coat and few of the truck art and many of the other things we did together, and many more to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're amazing. So we're celebrating your story and everyone's stories. We like to get more
Yes.
stories collected, and it's about idea do have power, especially if you cultivate them like a small seed in your brain. It's the brain is like a
Yeah.
garden. Plant ideas and make it grow, and connect and do partnership with other people. On that note, I like to bring forward a story that I'm engaged in Europe, and it's a youth-led project, and it's funded by the European Union, Erasmus Plus, and it's called the C6. It's a creative collaborative culture to combat climate change, and it starts with 6 countries in Europe, in UK, and we have a beautiful partnership in England, and in Sweden, in Norway, in Denmark, in Italy, and that is the C6 story. And that will bring me back to the story of a partnership with Kenya, and the 50-year celebration of United Nations Environmental Program that took place in Stockholm. And you know, in many ways, it's also thanks to partnership to our friends in Sweden that we got to know each other, even through our friend Bartola and Cilion and the SDG Academy's beginning during COVID. So it's brilliant. But let's share and look at the video from 50 years celebration of the United Nations Environmental Program and connecting Stockholm, Nairobi's headquarter of United Nations Environmental Program, and celebrating more stories to come. Thank you so much, Erum. We will get you back on stage in a bit, but here comes the YouTube clip from Stockholm.
Thank you.
June 1972. Stockholm played host to the first ever United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. 5 decades later, the 50th anniversary of this event took place under the name Stockholm Plus 50. We joined Dr. Bremley Lindo on his visit to Stockholm to get an insight into what was going on outside the conference itself, and to speak to local and international young people to get their thoughts on that historic conference and what has happened since.
The UN hosted the first ever conference on environmental security back in June 1972, and they chose Stockholm because that was the year they actually laid the foundations for the United Nations Environment Program, which is a program of the United Nations based out of Nairobi in Kenya, and it's a specialized agency of the United Nations that's focused predominantly in protecting the environment and the ecosystems on planet Earth. Back in 1972, heads of states gathered in Stockholm, including Prime Minister Indira Gandhi from India, to affirm their commitment that there was a serious problem with the planet back then. I think they just some war had just finished, right, in Vietnam, early 70s. A big push by a lot of young people then to focus on healing and reconciliation after the war, and member states of the UN focused on having this UN conference in Sweden.
Stockholm, Sweden, June 12, 1972. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, arrived today to address the first United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. She was met by the Secretary General of the conference, Mr. Maurice Strong, who escorted Mrs. Gandhi to the rostrum.
And this year, we celebrated 50 years since that conference was hosted by the government of Sweden. And a lot of governments were in Stockholm, again reaffirming what they did or made commitments 50 years ago. It was quite interesting to see that in the tapes 50 years ago, it's the same kind of lingo, the same kind of body language that politicians carried themselves and promised the next generation 50 years ago, and they're still doing the same thing now.
It's almost scary, like when you watch the old interviews, like the archive footage from 1972 of the first, the original meeting here. The messages are almost exactly the same, and the urgency is the same. And like when you see those interviews and realize that nothing's been happening for 50 years and they're still saying the exact same things, that's really worrying, actually.
So, having spoken to youth activists like Greta herself, who was there, she told me that, look, nothing's changed. It's just a facade of these political leaders trying to covering up for things they haven't done and making promises again. But as you know, politicians are elected for a term of 4 or 5 years, and then they try to emulate and make promise to their constituents wherever they are that they are making a commitment. But before you know it, they're out of office and another government comes to power and they don't honor what the previous government had committed to, even at a global scale. So it's like playing ping pong ball with the lives of future generations. Imagine 50 years, a lot could have been done. But as we all know it, we are worse off right now. The planet is much, much worse off than what it was back in 1972. And now here we are sitting on this tree. It's 2022. So I could feel the anxiety, I could feel the anger, I could feel the stress of all the young people, especially those in their teenage, walking in the streets of Stockholm with a big march organized by Fridays for Future with Greta. And it was quite amazing that so many grandparents also turn out.
And there's another organization called Grandparents for the Future, right?
Grandparents for the Future, yeah, they were marching behind the young people, chanting, singing their songs right through the city center of Stockholm. It was all beautiful, it was very peaceful, but I think there was much more happening in the streets of Stockholm rather than in the actual negotiations. So I spent a lot of my time with the young people in the streets, getting to know them and what they want from the political leaders. And we finally ended our big march, a climate march in the main square, and there were young people speaking out. So the grandparents I spoke to are scared for the future of their grandchildren, and that's why they are marching with them in solidarity from the back. And here we have an intergenerational march of communities from around the world showing solidarity of what they care about and what they want to show to the world, that business as usual cannot continue. And the people need to take action wherever they live, in every city around the world, and march, and also take individual action while holding their elected officials accountable. Some of them are in their 70s, so they know what happened 50 years ago, because they were teenagers or in their 20s, and they're quite worried because they're grandparents now, and they remember very clearly of the promises made.
I was around 20 years old, and the sun was shining, and the future were bright, and everything was bright.
And a lot of young people and indigenous youth actually did not get their visas.
Wow.
So here we are talking about their future, but we are not allowing them to come to the stage at the United Nations conference. I mean, that's quite unfair. And a lot of the young people who made it actually got out of the actual conference and were in the streets in solidarity with all the other youth, indigenous youth, people from the Caribbean, people from Africa, those are the lucky ones that made it, and holding the officials and the politicians accountable from the streets. I had the chance of actually also talking to the actual citizens and young people of Stockholm of what they felt about their city hosting this important UN conference, taking stock of what happened 50 years ago. And it was very interesting to hear some of their inputs.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what they have to say.
Absolutely. What is your message here to the world?
Well, I mean, this is who we're protecting, right? The diversity of species and like the ISIS, we have stopped them from melting. So we're here today to also be here with
the animals
one
need
of
to
those.
be represented too.
Yeah.
Like we're not only messing it up for ourselves, but also for everybody else, like all other species.
I think young people should do stuff like this, gather and show the people in charge that we are serious. We need change now, because the change needs to come from above, I think. So one way to take action is to actually show politicians that you need to do something too.
The truth is, I came here representing indigenous peoples from Northeast India. We had 1,000 consultations on the ground, and we came with the hope that things would be different this time. But the truth is, it's not going to be different. That's why I'm here out protesting with the climate march instead of being in the conference, because inside it's the same old story. It's a lot of talk and not a lot of action. We are here to ask for action, and this is why I'm here at the climate march.
In a world where money is more valuable than people, where oil gets to determine whether we survive or go extinct, where the suffering of Black, Brown, and Indigenous folk is treated as inconsequential, a conference sponsored by the fossil fuel industry is not just a mockery of the science, it is a direct attack on all of us.
So welcome back. So my friend Iram, how did you connect back to this?
So, I can't hear you. Somehow I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I need some help because it's multitasking here, many levels. So I need you to introduce your friend Bushra, and then I like to get David on board and come on stage, David. I do have some background noise here, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. And that's why I play a little bit of music, but it's, can you hear me, David? So please,
Okay.
David, come on board and unmute yourself and get your reflections, David, after looking this story about generations. So let's unmute yourself also, David. I'm waiting to hear your voice.
He's there.
Well, it's some technical glitches we have.
Oh yeah, glitches. Anyhow, I say it's for you, it's for me, it's for everyone, because this is the Symphony of Billion Voices, and this is Iram Fawad and Ingan Mate. We are the global networkers and climate activists around the world.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us over here. We all are very much excited.
Yes,
So David,
excited.
where are you? Looking
Yes,
for you.
he's there. Yeah, we were doing it for you. I'm doing it for you. It's your birthday. We're celebrating you. The stories
It's
from
for you.
Pakistan.
It's for
No,
me.
But
It's for
the most
everyone.
important thing here is the live it culture. We were listening to Bramley Lingdon from Impact Foundation from UK, and it's a British story. We're uniting Europe. We're uniting the world, and we let us come. Bushra Anis Nakwi, please welcome you to stage as well. Welcome to the stage.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning.
Walaikum assalam, and thank you so very much. Thank you so much, Inga, for this opportunity. And Iram.
Yes, at your service, ma'am.
You are as vibrant as always. I have met you a year. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you for the love. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, yes, it's not only for you, it's not only for me, but it's for all of us. And we all are there, and we can see ourselves in the screen. There's no gender balance. So it's for all of us.
it's women empowerment right now on the screen of It's For You.
It is.
You see how powerful the women are, because we can do it together.
Absolutely.
We can make it happen.
So
the gender equality will call David if the glitches are all over. So that's fine. But anyhow, let us know. Let us introduce yourself, what you do, Bushra, and so let our audience know that how amazing you are.
Oh, I'm so humbled to be a human being, and I'm so blessed that I was up alive in the morning and to be there with you all. So I'm the most blessed person on the surface of the earth, that I can be of a little help for each one of us to make a little difference. And this is my introduction. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I'm married and blessed with 3 children, Ali, Zahra, and Fatima. They all are, mashallah, grown up. I've just turned a granny as well, and it has its own joy, to play with the little one. But as far as my professional domain is concerned, I'm an educator. I'm a continuous learner. And I currently, for the last 1 decade, I'm working for the Teachers Training Development Programs. And before that, I have led a chain of school in Pakistan with multiple branches all across Pakistan. Then with that opportunity, I get to be connected with many schools across the globe. And that was the turning point that made me realize this very motto, that it's not only for you, me, but it's for all of us. We all have some special thing in us, and we all can make a difference. But my current forte is basically, I'm a geography environment online teacher. And for the last many years, I have led an institution in the capacity of a head teacher. Then I was turned the coordinator for a school links program, and I turned the global master trainer for British Council, working and reviewing for so many aspects of instructional leadership, design learning, and many other forte related to environment, with reviewing their very progress in Pakistani context. And currently, I'm based in Lahore. I travel a lot, but before coming to the education sector, I was a crew member in the then very famous Pakistan International Airlines. But soon I realized, no, this job is not for me. I have meant to be a teacher. And since then, I'm a teacher. And now I'm teaching, the head teachers across Pakistan. Recently, we have developed the leadership standards, and I have deliberately, I have moderated the whole process from here in Pakistan, and a couple of ladies from UK, they supported us in developing those standards for government of Pakistan. And I have deliberately, rather forcefully, I have put this climate action theme and part in the leadership program. And this is really an encouraging thing that now they are in the approval project. So this makes you feel very good. And when I was connected with so many schools across globe, I was connected to an organization, Environment Online. It is based in Finland. It's a global virtual school, and they made me their coordinator in Pakistan. Then I went to Finland before COVID, and we planted so many trees there. And I was amazed. They have 80% of area covered with forests. Why do they, promote such things? But talking to that point, that they do have an abundance of the forest there, but they really want that the whole world should look greener and cleaner. So XYZ. So since then, in my teachers training development, I made it a point, and I raised all those things. And now almost 300 schools in South Punjab. Punjab is a big province. They are planting Miyawaki forests, and this is a great achievement. The government head teachers, they have taken this initiative with the support, and they have developed their own forests in their schools, in their local context. They are taking care, and not only just tree planting, they are celebrating meatless Mondays as well. They are reducing the carbon footprints, so on and so forth. So I met Iram in one of the conference by Amar Jafri Saab, I mean, couple of years back. And I was really inspired that, yes, it's not only about just planting the tree. You can make a difference in the SDGs through fashion as well. So I'm making a difference through SDG 4 by by bringing a great. I'm the United Nations Teach SDGs ambassador in Pakistan as well. We are 6 of us, and I'm one of those as well. But I really wish that the problem being educator, I see that people, they don't know what they don't know. So being educator, I need to inform them that yes, this is the issue, and this is how we can resolve in our own context. So that is why this is for all of us. I'm glad to be here with all of you.
Bushra, let me tell you that you are 6 now. Count us, both of us over here, because we are 8 now. So we're going to do something amazing stuff. So you have my social media expertise, my influencing things can rock the ladies. It's okay. So you know what? Like, have a meeting with me whenever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
so
amazed.
Much, thank you so very much.
I'm amazed about all the work you do.
Thank you.
It's profound. It's profound. And up on the right corner on the screen, you can see the World Climate School and the spinning circles of how we can change the world if we makes the world spinning and children winning. Because it is so that I started off working with Irum and Sadaf and the SDG Academy during COVID with the World Climate School at the time. And the work that we did with Irum and Sadaf and Mr. Jinnah in Karachi as well was amazing. We did pilot schools, and we really did moving a lot on the circular economy and all the works we did with training the teachers, like master training of teachers. And you're so right. The SDG number 4 is really amazing. Is really, really amazing. So to connect that into all the SDGs, and if you can really focus on SDG 4, we can really change the world. And this it is for you. It is for 2.5 children on the planet. It is for future generation. We have to get our acts together, as they said in Stockholm in the film that we just saw. And I am wondering if Bushra got disconnected from the call.
internet glitches. So this is what happens. It's all around the globe. This happens when you are go virtual. Doesn't matter. But let me tell you that SDG4 is the solution to everything. I guess if you know the correct education about doing something and the pavement of the future, you can make a difference. Like ensure inclusive and equitable equality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. This is what SDG4 is. And I guess we are working on it. I want to say that people like Amar Jafri, people like Bushra Aziz, people are like me as well, like I am and you as well, because you are doing something for climate, SDG 13. I'm working in SDG 4, SDG 5, that is gender equality, SDG 8, decent working opportunities providing, and then the SDG 17, that is partnership. These are the 5, 4, 6 things that can make a difference. So if we know what we're doing, if you just put the formula correctly, the answer will be the win-win situation. But unfortunately, in Pakistan, people are not taking that so much seriously. But we, like Rihan Alawala, the Saad Alawala, Amar Jafri, me, Rizwan Jaffa, they are all doing amazing job just to aware people about the importance of the education. And now the digital literacy is more important. This is what I say, because in the books you read a decade ago, but you can have a degree on the paper, but if you don't know the digital literacy, there's no future for you. So
No, it's true.
I understand this, and that's why I empower myself with the digital education, because every day I learn some skills, so that helps me out. I won't go to anyone to just write a content for me or make a graphics for me. I'm a Canva Pro. I can make my own things, because you know what, the design on the graphic, that you can make it, nobody else can make it for you. See, because the creativity you have, others doesn't have. Every human has a talent in them. I just tell my students that those who are listening to me, always explore, experiment. Otherwise, don't be afraid of failure. I guess in my journey of this entire life, I guess it's been 27 years working, and I am experienced different diverse fields. It's like teaching to digital to business development to fashion to export and import and many other things, because the horizons are so huge. You have to use your brains, because this brain is a computer, so use it like that. So I guess if you can learn something, a good skill, the skill development is so very important. These days, like as I am teaching the O levels in international technology centers over here, so I guess these guys and girls needs to know how to use the technology the proper positive way. There's a negative way as well, but yeah, be secure, and we have to do this. Digital literacy is one of the use of all of these things. I guess SDG 4 can make 4.0 to 4.9. We can do wonders. As per, I am this SDG trainer in education and gender equality. So like SDG, I'm a master trainer for that as well. And thank you to Omar Jafri, who made me one. So, it's a part of our training, that we train the trainer as Bushra Aziz were doing it. And not only the United Nations has to do this, but we all have to step up, because this is for you, this is for me, and this is for everyone.
Absolutely. You are amazing. Again, happy birthday. We are celebrating your story. And it's more to celebrate.
Global wishes. I have so many messages in the streamline. I am so grateful.
We will make a TV program with only you. We'll come and document. Yes, but let me share. Let me try to share another beautiful story, and you know it. It's about you. But it's a surprise again. Yes.
Okay.
And in the meantime, my colleague David Poe will prepare a story about tourism and Pakistan. But let me share the screen, and we will get more guests coming. But now let me share the screen about a surprise story for you. It's only 1 minute.
Okay, let's see it.
Yes. So, here you talk about the spin of 360. This is where we started, and we had all this Pakistani partnership here. But now I'm going to play this video. It's about you. Can you see it? Yes, good. Wow. Wasn't that great?
Oh my God. Good old memories. It all started, oh my God, with the Silk Road. This is so amazing. I am so happy. Thank you so much for just sharing it with everyone. This is the Silk Road story that Ingo just showed. And this is where we met each other. And now we are good friends and business acquaintances. So we have to welcome Madam. Madam's here.
Hi,
How are you
good
feeling?
evening, good morning. How are you all? Sorry for the delay today. There are so many multitasking that we are doing at the same time, but I welcome all my viewers for the third day that we're running It's For You campaign from 1st to 12th December for the COP28. Hi, Inger, and hi, Aram, the birthday girl celebration during the COP28.
Oh my God, thank you so much. So I want to say a virtual thank you to Sadaf because she made it possible. They delivered, Mr. Jinnah delivered a cake on my door over here because she made him do that. And I am so happy that day, like yesterday, the bell rang and I went outside and Mr. Jinnah was standing inside, right there, and said, "Happy birthday!" And thank you so very much, my dearest friend Sadaf. Thank you
that's
so
a
much.
pleasure. So I have been following you guys. I was on the on my phone. Bushra Anis just messaged me. She has some technical issues, but she's joining in again. The power breakdown. You know how the technology is. But Inger, yesterday I had a great discussion. I don't know whether you followed with Jessica Ash from US, Ali Kamal is an economist joining from Pakistan. We had wonderful discussions about mitigation, by biodiversity, ECG, CSR, and all those interesting topics. So I want to ask you guys, are you following COP28? What's happening in Dubai? Are you following the news? I am trying to because actually the discussions that are going on, I'm more interested in Pakistan perspective, what's happening there. Inger, what's happening as the Norwegian Prime Minister there? Anyone representing from Norway in COP28 in Dubai?
Absolutely, they are here. They are the hot topic from Norway is that the Equinor, the Norwegian oil company, is part of the Norwegian delegation inside this inside the heart, the blue zone, and many of the NGOs are not part of the delegation because the prices to be in the Blue Zone delegation is too expensive. And it was on the news yesterday. It's like 40,000 US dollars to just be a partner of the Norwegian delegation inside there. So there's more like a corporate profile inside the Blue Zone. But the Green Zone, as you know, is the festival. That's the celebration. And I'm so impressed about all the solution that comes on presented in multiple ways. And they are reference to the people doing it on the ground mostly. So that's it from me, as I will say. Yes, I'm following it very carefully, and I'm very curious. And of course, I would be loving to be there, but flying into and zooming into other places around the world together with you makes it's for me, and it's for you, and it's a gift to the world. So
Exactly. So
exactly.
Inga, that's very interesting. But the interesting part I want to share with all the team is for you, Iram, and all the viewers are that a lot of people are watching our discussions because we are broadcasting on YouTube, LinkedIn. And Dr. Bashar called me yesterday and he said that we're inviting you for a talk show on the national television in Pakistan. There was a show live on COP28 and they wanted me to join and discuss this campaign. So that's a good feedback, I guess. But unfortunately, I could not go. So next time. But I mean, yes, even Jessica asked the discussions that we were having yesterday. A lot of people, I'm very diplomatic that way because we're online. I'm not opposing COP28. These COPs have been happening in different countries. The youth participation is just amazing, brilliant. From Pakistan, from Cameroon, the It's For You campaign we are running. These young kids will be speaking later on. We have a few days, like till the 12th year running. It's just that everybody has a question. What will happen after the COP28? When these leaders, they go back home, what are they planning for Pakistan? What are they planning for China? What are they planning for Norway? What are they planning from India? So the decision makers, I mean, we know, Inger, exactly what happened after Paris Climate Agreement and all these COPs. So exactly, Ira, my question to you is regarding, because Brushainis was going to join in soon maybe, I want to have a discussion focused today on women empowerment and how females, especially from Pakistan and Asian region, are contributing towards climate change. Because as we know, it's an education journey. We have to awareness campaigns, empowerment. Me and Iram have been conducting sustainable development goals trainings all across Pakistan. How is that creating an impact? How is that creating positive impact in the communities? My focus of discussion today is not the cities, it's the rural communities where the actual problem lies. Those people don't have a voice. We talk about Balochistan, Sindh, where Iram is quite aware. We have visited those areas ourselves. There's the floods come, there's water problems, health problems. Those females don't have a voice. What are we planning for them? Iram, recently, I would like you to share your story. I know you visited these far-flung areas. You're a member of the Rotary Club and as well as the Lion Club member. How are these clubs contributing? How can we integrate climate campaigns? Because I want you to start through Lion Club and Rotary Club the climate awareness programs for these females. Yes, Iram.
Yeah, thank you so very much. This is my forte for women empowerment. This is what I do, actually. And I guess women empowerment is the basic root of doing everything else. I guess education and women empowerment are doing amazing stuff over here. But few, barriers and many other things are there, which is we are trying to communicate it to the government so that they can just give a solution to us, because we are the women of future. That's what I say. As women empowerment is as necessary as a man empowerment is, because if you want a country to grow in the GDP, you need your women to be educated. And you need that empowerment, and we need a few of the men who empower us, because like Amar Jafri and Rihanna Lawala and many others that I work with, those are the men who has trusted me, who made me what I am today. So I guess I'm very thankful of my mentors, my teachers, my father, my everyone, uh, because they allowed me to do that. So I guess women empowerment has always remained a contest, contested issue of the complex societies these days. But I guess if we, join hands together globally, we can do wonders. You asked me that what Rotary Club and the Lion Clubs are doing on the education. As being a president for the fourth year of Karachi New Sciatic 305 of Lion Internationals and a executive part of Rotary Clubs, I guess if you have an urge to help the community, and if you have that heart that you can deliver the knowledge that you have, I guess that's how people get to know what to do. Because if you know the future pavement, then start sharing it right away, because I am doing it in Lion Internationals as well. And I give salute to Aisha Malik, who is the founder member of my club as well, and she used to be the GAT leader for Lion International. She is making difference. She's a woman from Pakistan. She is leading and participating in different of the conferences around the world and telling what Pakistani women can do. And it's all about the leadership. If you have a leadership skill in you, you are the one. There's no stopping of a woman who knows everything. So, have trust in yourself. Have trust that you can build that thing up. You can do it better than men. Because, yes, when I stand up, in 100 men are standing over there, I know that I can make it. Because yes, this is the confidence in me. It's the lioness roaring to me that you have to win this, because you have to prove the world the women empowerment. So Bushra Aziz is over here.
Thank you, Aram,
So
for
let's
your
ask her the leadership skills.
Yeah, Bushra Anis is back. Yes, ma'am, Bushra, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. Yes,
Thank
I
you
can
so
hear you,
much.
sir.
Okay, so I will welcome Bushra Anis, kind enough to participate in our It's For You campaign, which we are running for COP28 from 1st to 12th December, which is happening in Dubai. I've met Bushra a few times in Islamabad. She's a inspirational voice that I wanted people to hear. She's currently a principal, trainer, and a senior consultant and a facilitator at the British Council, and she's working on environmental programs and also certified United Nations Sustainable Development Goals ambassadors as well. Hi, Bushra. Welcome to our online campaign. Let's hear your story. My questions will be very focused today on gender equality and women involvement in climate projects in Pakistan. I did hear you talked about visiting Finland and the project that you did there. I want to ask you a question. My previously, when you logged off, my question to Iram was, how are you involving the voices of the rural communities in Pakistan, the females that the climate problems that they're facing there? What are you doing? What is British Council? What are your plans? Do you have any interesting story to share? Because a lot of problems in Balochistan, Sindh, remote areas in KP, northern areas. I was a victim of the floods myself in 2010. That's why I ended up working on sustainable development goals. So let's hear your story, Bushra.
So thank you so very much, Bushra.
Okay.
As you know, I've been working. Yes.
Iram, let Bushra respond, and then you can ask another question.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So as far as Sadaf, your question is concerned, I have given a whole sermon before you joined us, Inger and Iram. But yes, pertinent to your question, in my capacity as an educator, as a trainer, I just share with them that that Alhamdulillah, I got the opportunity to be one of the leading person of school leadership head standards in Pakistan. And there I got to know that yes, the school heads across the globe, they have the same issues, that they do not have any specific job jurisdiction, teachers, they don't listen to them, XYZ, so on and so forth. And even in Pakistan, generally the head teachers, they have tasks, the polio vaccination, the election duties, XYZ, and they are barely doing the instructional leadership efforts that is meant to empower children through learning activities. And in my role, being a woman, yes, I do have that corner that I'm working for the education sector, but yes, I have to play my part in order to empower the women across Punjab particularly, and of course wherever I go, I'll touch base that as well. So in this, while the school leadership standards they were being developed, I deliberately put the part of the first standard that was leading the school into the future and leading the school into the future, particularly touch bases the things that are needed for the child when they step in the practical world. And where I found that many of the head teachers, they were really wanting to know what best they can do to bring that future. Ask some specific question, they did talk about those things, and then we made it a part of the head teachers standards. Besides that, during the training development side, particularly empowering the ladies or the females, it is honestly very much acknowledged that women, they are more prone to some challenges, because generally men folk, they get the leverage and advantage, that this is not my task to be done, and this is really a matter of shame task. It's all of us task, to bring up the youth, because the youth is ours. We are the ones who are empowering the youth. So what best I can do during the teachers training development, I do keep a 3 to 6 minute session on motivation, that being head teacher, you are given the license to change the lives. So you need to work on specific targets of the right information should be going to the child, because when even your child, he or she comes to the home and you teach him, तो वो हमेशा, they always talk about, mama, you don't know what my teacher says, so do make me do in the way that my teacher has told me. So teacher has the license to change the student's life. So I generally request the head teachers that you need to know the things you do not know, and there is no harm of knowing the thing for the very first time. And do ask the people, those who know. Even I do not know everything that is happening across the globe, so I just ask them that question is the only thing that they should do, so that they get to know the things which they do not know, and then in this way they can make not only their leadership strand perfect or better, but they can help support the teachers as well in empowering their continuing professional development. So in South Punjab, particularly recently, since February 2000 till October 2000, I have got to lead 600 school head teachers in the South Punjab in 12 districts. And all those head teachers, they were supposed to design an inclusive approach with climate action and with some special education children's approach. And they did opted that specific project, they opted it, they implemented it, and they brought it their success stories in October. And some of the stories, they were really, really amazing, which really made me amazed that yes, if we really get to know for the first time and we act upon it in the right track, we can all make the difference. So those 600 teachers, but the dilemma is that those 600 teachers, they are a very little number, because in the whole of Punjab we have 56,000 schools across Punjab, and out of 56,000 schools, 600 is a limited number. But yes, then it encourages us as well. At least we have started our working with the women. And out of those 600, you'll get amazed that out of those 600, only 110 were male and rest all were female. So I was just having, crossing my fingers. Yes, I've got to make a difference in, female empowerment. And of course, when it comes to the head teacher, so generally we as Pakistani, we are very much prone to institutionalization. So institutionalization, when something get institutionalized, we follow it very effectively. So it was institutionalized sort of thing for them to implement the project. They hold it, they did it, they practiced it, and I really received some very amazing responses. And if I get an opportunity, I can share a couple of good success stories in any of the upcoming session. Thank you, Sadaf.
That's brilliant, Bushra, and that's why I want you to, I'll give you some time. We are running this campaign till the 12th December. Just let me know when you're available to present, because we want the viewers to see, rather than, of course, talking is also good and having these informal discussions that we're having right now. But if you have some videos or some pictures, that could be great. Yes, Iram, what was your question for Ma'am Bushra?
So I was asking, like, the digital skills that, or which way you are just teaching them in the development skills. It's like they can use it in different spheres or different places. Can you just explain it so many other ladies that's listening to this stream, so they can have some connection with it?
Yes, Iram, a very good and right question for the session. I, being a global master trainer, I can't be placed everywhere across the globe. So, like, since 2014, we've been running different webinars, and maybe it was a blessing in disguise when COVID came. So we were a little empowered in using the digital tools. So it came as a blessing in disguise. And as far as, connecting these women particularly, through British Council, through SED, School Education Department, Punjab, we hold the orientation sessions particularly for the female gender, because we have more female schools across Punjab rather than male. But yes, the number of students, they are more high in boys rather than girls. But encouraging the female gender that this is not a challenge, this is not the end of the world. Even being a one-finger typist, I'm using this digital tools, instructional tools since 2000, but still I'm a one-finger typist. So I feel so proud that at least I can type. So this is what I encourage them as well. But generally, during the COVID, almost 90% of the training, they went online, and 10% were face-to-face with all those SOPs following. But since 2013, I've been conducting sessions, both hybrid model, both online and face-to-face as well. And since COVID is over, of course, one feels more empowered as well, one feels more equipped as well. And people, they, with their facilitation, they generally prefer that if the session is being held online or face-to-face, now people are more inclined to, being located at their own places and get it held online. That is more facilitating for them, rather to travel from Islamabad to Lahore, or I being traveling from Lahore to Karachi. So it's more feasible for everyone. But yes, there are some specific topics where we do need their input, and we hold the sessions particularly face-to-face as well. But it's encouraging that for the last 5 years, teachers, they are more inclined in, they have more urge of understanding towards digital equipment and digital tools as well. And they really want to get good hands so that they are at par, even not in the global level, but at least in the national level. So yes, we are using both the tools.
Yes, amazing.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
That is amazing work you're doing in women empowerment. And I must say, say that you carry on this journey of empowering. I am with you. We're standing together. We are the power girls, and yes, we will make a difference.
Absolutely, and also let me add, Erum, and thank you for your contribution here, Bushra. I'd like to especially focus on what you said about how to empower teacher, but also how to empower, I would say, children with the digital skills. But there's another thing that I live in Norway, and it's the culture of the few, because it's only 5 million people, and compared to Pakistan, a culture of many and 200 million people. So it's like I cannot compare in many ways, but still we can learn from each other. So there's two aspects I like to address, and I like to address the fact that I've been working with India lately. Like last month, I was in India for the first time. I've never been to Pakistan, so my friends, please excuse me in Pakistan. Sadaf knows it. But I was working with the city Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh has 300 million people. And with the work with the City Montessori School, the Indian Maria Montessori structure of the City Montessori School, they have over 60,000 children in the K-12. And being there and seeing the structure of 20 campuses in one city in Lucknow, and seeing how the work with Sunita Gandhi, who has also been a guest in our It's For You show, we are working on dignity education, and she calls it the alpha methodology, and accelerate learning for all. And what she's done is she's been working in less privileged areas of the city, and working in the slums, I would say it is defined as, and how to speed up in 45 days to read a newspaper in Hindi, and you're 5 years old. So the methodology is fast learning, 45 days for foundational literacy and numeracy. And that is interesting as an aspect. And what she's done, and also in a partnership with the World Climate School, we're saying that we have to scale up fast learning for children, especially after COVID. Some were fortunate, they were being online, they have teachers, schools are online, scaled up learning in the digital skills, but others were left behind. And as according to World Bank numbers, more than 250 million children is not able to read and learn mathematics. So in a way, to reach the SDG 4, we can actually make both climate education mainstream as a suggestion for COP, but we can also say that we need to get everyone behind it and leave no one behind. And that's exactly what Sadaf is saying. We have to see what's happening on the countryside of Pakistan, and to scale up the literacy rate. And this is tested also in the inner schools in the US, in Chicago, the adult literacy program, in 45 days to really get on to read, be able to read your mother tongue. And this is now rolled out in 30 languages, and we're working directly with in Swahili for Kenya, and in Southern Africa, in Peru, in the Maldives. The reference is the 1,500 teachers in one go. So it's like disruptive, as technology is disruptive, like a telephone line compared to a mobile phone. It's a different. You do the same thing, but it's different. So it's like, can we change the way we learn, or the training of the master teachers to come into the digital age, but also being smarter? So that is one of my really dedication comments, that we can scale up and make climate education mainstream. Environmental awareness is yes, but to scale it up into ideas and innovations. It's my prayer of the day, and that we can use make ideas fly and manifest for the 12 days of COP. maybe over to you, Sadaf. I can see you nodding. You want to take off the a lead
No,
here.
that's
Take a
fine.
lead, please.
I was just listening to, so, so many ideas are coming up. Inga, we've just started. It's been the third day. People are contacting us and they want to work with us, whether we talk about Sri Lanka, the Rotary 1 billion project, whether we talk about technology, innovation. My like working on this, once when I started working on sustainable development goals and environmental challenges and these projects, what I felt was that people want to hear success story, like Bushra is delivering. Even now, like I'm the criticism on COP28 Dubai is walk the talk, that slogan. People are just like, we know that the environmental challenges are there, but what are we doing? Are we doing something? Are we making a real difference, or is just these conferences and photoshops? Like, what are our plans? If I were to ask the online viewers or people who are watching us, what are they planning to do about it? There are solutions. We know that climate change is there. There is no doubt. From Pakistan to Greece, the wildfires all across the globe, hurricanes, typhoons, everything, we are going through a massive climate across the globe. But what is the action plan? I'm interested to have a discussion on action plan and solutions. So, Bushra, last 10 minutes of this session, tell us about your action plan for this year is ending 2023, 2024 is coming. What's your action plan for your training workshops, and what are your targets for environmental challenges, involvement of female teachers, or your training programs that you're conducting?
I think we have a glitch. I can see that the screen is frozen. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I can share something. I was just browsing through, finding some interesting story to present. I hope if I can share that.
So,
see the screen?
Absolutely.
So this is Aisha Siddiqui, who's making the world think differently about climate action. Let's see her video.
Thank you. Sadaf,
you have a responsibility. We collect climate. I was raised with the idea that Earth is a living being. She gives life to you, and in return, you have a responsibility. We collectively are come to a point where we are ignoring the cries of Earth Mother. That is how the climate crisis is linked to women and girls, because the same structures that are uprooting, abusing, hurting, taking without consent is how we treat planet Earth. It's how we treat the very thing that gives us life. I'm called Aisha Siddiqa. I come from a tribal community in northern Pakistan. I am a human rights and climate defender. Over a course of 10 years, I lost one family member after another due to polluted water. By the age of 14, I had an understanding that the environment around me was not necessarily safe. Add in a little bit of the war on terror, and then one starts analyzing why resources were so important that people had to be killed over them. I was absolutely shocked at how human rights violations, violence, is linked to climate defenders and just people trying to ask for clean air and water. In South Asia, climate change disproportionately affects women. How? When they are displaced, women have to go get the water. Women have to raise the kids. Women have to find work. There were around 60,000 women that were pregnant during August, and they had to give birth in flood zones. And we didn't have enough hemoglobin collectively to save them when they were giving birth. So we lost a lot of mothers. And you tell me about a new UN proposition. Some politicians lie that you keep cradling between your mouth and your ear. We are approaching the climate crisis in a very global north lens. This law is going to make less pollution. This structure is going to create more sustainability. What happens when you live in an unstable government? When the courts don't work, when laws are not applied, when you cannot limit pollution, we need to think more dynamically. And a majority of the world that is facing the effects of climate change actually are citizens of unstable governments. So we cannot go to our governments and say, do better. That is something that we have to critically apply as part of the equation when we think of climate solutions, when we think of legal solutions, economic solutions, entrepreneurial, technical solutions, all of that. We need to do it fast. When the global south suffers, when Africa can no longer provide us with our minerals and textiles, when Pakistan and South Asia can no longer provide us with our grain, when Latin America can no longer provide us with fruit, and other parts of Asia can no longer provide us with clothes, the global north will collapse. If there's one thing the climate crisis teaches us, is we're all in it together. So if the hole in the boat is far, far south, eventually the boat will sink. We need to think about this crisis as a collective global crisis. We cannot be individualistic anymore. It will not work.
This is an amazing story, Sadaf. It is really something, you know, it touched my heart, and she's touching something that I was like kind of not dreaming about, but you know, in my morning meditation, it came to me that there's something we're not touching, and that's exactly.
And I mean, it's really brilliant, Inger. I mean, we need to, share these wonderful stories. I mean, people are creating an impact. And as you say, such videos touches our heart, so that's making a great impact. And these people are doing something, as we were talking about. I like when the global north will collapse, Inger. Is that you or is that David at the back end?
No, well. You know, I look out the window, I see a very beautiful sky. It's blue, and it's quite icy cold. It's 10 minus, and it's 30 centimeters with snow, and I'd love to go out skiing. It's a beautiful day. But, you know, a lot of people will actually freeze to death staying like for 24 hours in a fridge. So that is the aspect of differences. With different ecosystem will survive differently, so on my side, the global north might collapse, yes and no. But you know, the lifestyle changes when you see food, when you see clothing, and the refashion and redefining the north. The fashion industry, if you go back to that story, is crying to make to change and to be different, to have a not overproduce and make that waste. So the spin of the circular economy, as we've been talking about for the last 3-4 years, Sadaf, is part of the solution. How we could change the way we consume, and how we can bring changes in multiple ways. We are kind of connected, and that's why the Silk Road is connecting us. You know, we need the silk garments, and the production of fruits and vegetables comes from different places, and Spain can have a breakdown in fruits and have a crisis, and food crisis. But what really touched my heart in this beautiful video that you shared, it's a culture of war. You know, climate activists are killed in Brazil for trying to protect a river, or saying don't cut down the forest. So they're using military against climate activists that would like Mother Earth to live and have respect and dignity for nature and for humans and for animals and for the ocean and plant and fish. So the global north, I think, by the way, I think the global north and global south is actually a terminology that I like to get away from. Because when the world is tipping and there is a movement on the planet, in the universe, and is it correct that we stigmatize Australia to be down under, or is down under and up north, and you put that into even to the understanding of development. If you look at the beautiful lifestyle some people, many people like the global south called the African continent is coming forward with. They have access to food, they have access to minerals, they have actually access to the coal and gold and mining and gas and oil and and sun, even to have solar energy empowered. So last evening, if I like to say that as well, and to bring back the cliche that everybody's using this, we have to respect Mother Earth and the living planet. Yes, but what's happening now? It's the mother of inventions that is coming alive. The mother of invention is crisis. So that's why we can use the new names and way we express ourselves as a human, and what we're doing now is to exercise and practice what we can try to do together. So the mother invention, new ideas makes new empowerment of women, of children, of our livelihood in our cities and in villages. So not everybody is going to move into a big city, so we can make it sustain things differently. Well, I'm not sure if
I agree. Welcome back, Ma'am Bushra. Thank you so much. In spite of the technical flaws, you're back. I know that's technology, but that's okay. So your last words, what we asked was, what was your resolution for 2024? What are your plan? What are your action plan for climate change training program?
But Sadaf, let me improvise here a bit. This let Bushra think a bit. I'll play a 2 minutes energizing, so you can reflect, and then you prepare your wish for COP28. Here we go. We are all one. This is for you, Bushra, and this is for you as well, Pakistan. Thank you so far. Wow. So, Bushra, we welcome you back to the stage.
Thank you so much, Inger. It really feels good to see your name on the screen. Thank you very much. Sadaf, you asked me my action plan, and during that technical glitch, I left a very long voice note to Inger to play in case I am not back. But yes, I completely believe as an educator that knowledge without implementation is futile. And my action plan would be that it's no more talking, but yes, people, they want to listen to the stories. We need to tell them this can take place, this can happen, this is possible. We need to tell them through different stories. But yes, we need to support, and this is my action plan for the upcoming months as well. Wherever I would go for any sort of training or for any sort of practices, I'll encourage people to talk about their stories and educe them, and just talking about their very issues. Identify your issues yourself, and you find out the solutions, because you are the best judge of your context. And this is my action plan would be, instead of I tell them this is the solution and you do this way, I'll try making them come at par with their own challenges, with their own solutions, and just modifying and facilitating them in the due course. Because generally people, they are reluctant in talking about the challenges, in talking about the issues. And it was really encouraging that in South Punjab, people, they started talking about different issues which were a taboo some years back. But now the female leaders, the female head teachers, they are tackling them very effectively. But they are tackling them, okay Pushra, don't tell it to anyone. So I said, we need to talk about it. I will not tell it to anyone, but at least we want to mitigate the issue, basically why it is happening. So just go for the root cause and just mitigate that thing as well. So yes, my action plan would be to let them identify their challenge and let them come up with their solution. And if they do not come up with any of the solution, I can just facilitate them. And last not the least, Inga, you talked about the Indian ALP, the Accelerated Learning Program. So I'm a part of the ALP in Punjab as well. And thanks to UNICEF, they are very much supporting this help. But what happens to such programs, they are supported by the corporate sector, generally they are not implemented effectively. Because generally
Yes.
this is the main dilemma here in Pakistan. We do get the funding, but it's not being used appropriately. So this very effective program, I found that we have almost 6 lakhs children in Lahore out of school, only in one city. 6 lakh is a big number. So they were supporting that project, ALP, Accelerated Learning Program, because some of them, they are out, they are vendors, some they are laborers, some they work in homes, besides the fact that they are child labor, but still they are doing off the record. So I'll try to bring all the corporate sector who are working in silos. Many are working in on the same thing, on same theme, but in silos. And one school is working on British Council work, the same school is working on the UNICEF target, the same school is working on someone else's work. So I'll try to bring all those corporate sector
Yes.
together and to have a consolidated action in order to have some sound ground breakage, rather than working with
Yes.
different groups and in different time frames. So that would be my action plan, bringing all the corporate sector together and making the people realize they are the best judge of their issues. They need to identify and they need to find
Absolutely.
out the solution.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am Bushra, for giving us a very insightful discussion. And as I believe in gender equality, Inger today was a power show of 4 females from Pakistan to Norway. So yes, thank Bushra, you're doing an amazing work. Let's keep in touch. I'm wanting Inger to come to
Welcome,
Pakistan
Sadao.
and we do something. She's very eager. She's running the World Climate School, as you already
Yes,
know. I would like her to connect you to people like you so that we can, knowledge sharing
great.
is very important, I always say. So let's do something for 2024 and make a difference. Thanks in our session.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We have another interesting session coming up. So let's say goodbye to Madam Bushra and we'll welcome you again.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Bushra. Thank you so much. Greetings from Oslo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, power show of women in Pakistan. Thank you.
That's
Shukriya.
a tech team
Bye-bye.
playing around. Oh, wow, Inger. That was a good show, I think. You did enjoy it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's amazing. Let's have some chill background for some time.
Yeah, so I'm going to let me introduce my next guest. We'll be inviting who's joining us from AJK. She'll be talking about sustainable tourism. Let's hear her story, and it will be interesting discussion about sustainable tourism projects from Pakistan.
Yes, welcome.
Yep.
Do you have a glitch, Sadaf? Is everything okay? In the dark, all stars are bright.
Now, can you see the video?
No, I can't. It's saying stop at 2.
Okay, wait. Let me stop and reload again.
Okay.
Technology, 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 guys.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Sadaf, Sadaf, it looks like it's buffering a little bit from your side, the video. So, but I think we are fine. But if problems are, we can
Good evening,
reload.
good morning, wherever you are. I welcome you all to the It's For You campaign, which we are running from 1st to 12th December for COP28. I welcome all my team joining from Norway, Inger Met, Richard, the co-founder from UK, my colleague Timothy and Collins from Nairobi and Kenya. I welcome our distinguished guest, Madam Midhat Shizad, who's joining us all the way from Pakistan from Azad Jammu Kashmir. She's Secretary Post for Youth and Culture. She's done her economics and MPhil in international relations. Presently, she's the Secretary of Sport, Youth and Culture, remained Secretary Tourism, Information, IT. She's joined Kashmir Affairs, Directing Staff, NDU, and Deputy Registrars, Joint Stock Companies in AJK. Welcome, Madam, to the It's For You campaign for the 12 days of COP we are running. Hi, Madam Midhat. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm doing well, good. Nice to see all of you, pleasant faces,
Thank you for joining our campaign. So today, madam, you'll be talking about responsible tourism, ecotourism, how climate is affecting, because tourism is a global industry and it does affect our environment and climate. So I hope this will be an interesting discussion with you representing what amazing projects you've been working on green tourism in AJK. Over to you, Madam Midhat.
Thank you so much. Actually, I am presently secretary to Youth, Sports and Culture. That is also related to tourism plus climate as well. But I had the portfolio of tourism for the last 4 years. So I did a lot in the sustainable tourism in my region of Kashmir, that is Azad Jammu and Kashmir. So I'll begin with my presentation that will be played in some seconds. Yeah. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is the start of our presentation every time. So I'll start a bit about sustainable tourism, although I know that most of the audience will be knowing about this sustainable tourism, what it is. But to construct my talk, I want to do some slides on sustainable tourism. Please, next. So my sequence of presentation would be like this, as flashed on the screen. So if we talk about sustainable tourism briefly, we can say that we should respect socio-cultural authenticity, optimal use of environmental resources, ensure viable options benefiting all. So from here, from all, we mean that local communities, investors, tourists, service providers, and public sector, all the stakeholders are engaged in a joint effort that how to benefit all with the optimal use of environmental resources and while respecting the socio-cultural authenticity. This is all called sustainable tourism. So if we see that what type of sustainable tourism we do have within our region or within our area, that is agriculture tourism, ecotourism, heritage tourism, adventure tourism, and medicinal tourism. These are some parts of sustainable tourism. There are a lot of others like spiritual tourism and many more, but major activities which are related to the sustainable tourism are like this. So if we see the principles of this sustainable tourism, this concept of sustainable tourism, we can see that it is related with mostly community and environment, because tourism is related to community, how we are going to support community, whether we should consult the community or we train the community or do the research about its socio-cultural fabric or its economic fabric, so that we can have better sustainable tourism activities over there. And for this, we have to see the optimal use of resources, no wastage of resources, and maintain biodiversity. These are the key points which we should keep in mind while doing the sustainable tourism in those areas. If you see that how this sustainable tourism or tourism is impacting on which things and how it is being impacted, we can see that mostly environment, economic, and social, these three things are being impacted because of the ventures of tourism in different areas of the globe. So if we see the environmental aspect, we can say that nature and farmland and wildlife, these are mostly impacted because of the tourism interventions in those areas. Then economically, of course, when there is a transnational to and fro movement of tourists over there, we can have foreign currency, we can have FDI, we can create new jobs for the local people, we can have a lot of other industries related to tourism. So we can say that value chain can be created over there, and disposable income is very much over there. So overall, the income generation of that area becomes better, and economic conditions are also becoming better because of the tourism. But how we can save the environment and social fabric of that area with the help of tourism, but also we are concerning about the economic benefit of that area. So socially we should see that community and its local culture, its norms, its privacy, and its economy, of course. All these things are so much integrated to each other, but they are impacting to each other as well. So we have to balance out that how economic prosperity can come with the help of sustainable tourism or responsible tourism. So we may benefit from this framework of sustainable tourism, that we can minimize the environmental and cultural damages, optimize tourist satisfaction as well, maximize long-term growth, increase job opportunities, harmonize regional disparity, and revitalize community pride as well. So there are a lot of benefits of sustainable tourism, along with benefiting the ecological problems of that area, or climate or environmental problems as well. And then environmental changes do come. For example, if we are living in an area where there is a lot of glaciers laid over there, there are mountains, and but with the passage of time, when tourist influx is over there, we do have a lot of transportation, a lot of people over there, and they are interventioning in the climatic or environmental aspect of that area. So those glaciers can be melted out over there, and there must be air pollution, water pollution everywhere. But we have to see that how we can safeguard these environmental challenges over there, and changes in social and cultural fabrics, of course, when there is a lot of transnational movements from and to. We must be facing that social and cultural fabrics are somewhat being changed, but overall the basic theme of that cultural values and norms of that area should be intact over there. This is the right thing which we can have with the help of sustainable tourism. And local architecture do have threats, because when influx of tourism is over there, if people are not regulated, if the investors are not regulated, are not facilitated, or not guided properly from the stakeholders, they can have a lot of brick and mortar forest over there instead of trees forest. So there must be some architectural changes over there, because we do have a very good identity of architecture in our Kashmir, in our area, northern region of Pakistan, that is called Ladi architecture, that is being harmed because of this tourist influx. So we are focusing on this area as well, that how this architecture, local architecture, can be saved with the help of sustainable tourism. So policy framework of our government, being the government representative of government of AJK Pakistan, I can say that we have chalked out a policy framework for our tourism, and that is revolving around the diversification of rural economy, that how this economy can be diversified and how this can be more balanced towards the sustainable tourism, addressing environmental issues, ensure inclusive growth, so that the income generation of that area should also be enhanced with the help of these ventures, and then strengthen local stakeholders and brand local products. We have indigenous products in our area which are very much to be branded as well, and indigenous places, indigenous destinations which should be branded as well. They have a lot of stories with them, they have a lot of different features with them, so all these areas should be branded as well. This is our policy guideline, and to safeguard the local culture as well. This is the whole crux of our policy towards the sustainable tourism. So we are coming to the region that is called Azad Jammu and Kashmir, that is northern part of Pakistan, and how the sustainable tourism is being looked after in our area. This part of Pakistan is actually, it has a total area of about 13,000 square kilometer, and it has forest land. This is very good feature of this land, that it has 42% of forest in it, and it has a lot of villages, and mostly it is agricultural land. Urban area is just 18%, but rural area is 82%. So most of the area is rural, and where nature is over there. Nature is very much over there. We have serene beauty everywhere, but how to protect this nature and how to safeguard this serene beauty of that area. This is the crux of sustainable tourism policy behind, so that we can save these things. So communities, investors, and tourists are the main stakeholders of our mission, but environmental, cultural, and social values should be there, should remain over there. This, so our most of the time our vision, mission, everything is revolving around sustainable tourism. So these are the key objectives of coming out of these vision and mission, that we have to create human resource development, and we have to diversify the tourist destination so that influx of most of the tourists should not be on the one place. Diversification can help us to less harm that area. Then coordination with all departments, and heritage conservation is our basic main pillar of our policy. Comprehensive media, and then investment opportunities for the private sector, standardization and branding. These are core objectives of our policy. So with these objectives, this vision and this mission, we have chalked out different policies, implemented a lot of different things. And out of these things, one thing that which is my favorite as well, this is destination management organization, because everything is not regulated in our area. So this destination management organization is actually from within the people, from within the community. You can see that what their TORs, what they have to do. There are 3 community members, one each from tourism, forest and local government department, and 6 DMO. We have now about 36, not 6 DMOs, which are established in different areas, and more 16 are in process. So these DMOs are meant for the safeguarding of that area, especially the environmental degradation should be saved with the help of these. They are the watchers, they are the guardians of that area. So their TORs are accommodate tourists in their houses, establish camping sites and youth hostels, say no to any inorganic food products, introduce and market local organic food villages, promote local art and craft, folklore, local traditional sports, storytelling, etc., and evolve solid waste management strategy. So everything revolve around how the environment can be saved, and how the indigenous things can be used for the tourist attraction as well. So first of all, this is the other terminology which we are using, that is community-based sustainable tourism. So community is very much mobilized and involved in these interventions of public sector regarding sustainable tourism. So this is the main stakeholder with the government of AJK, that is community. So this was a room which was used by the villagers in their homes for their own use. This was the before picture for of that room, and we convinced them that you should convert this room for the tourist as well. But tourists need a little bit of different comfort for in this room. So the local people are convinced by the tourism department of AJK that you should shake hands with us, and you should build your redo your room with, for the purpose of tourists staying over there. We call this project as stay home. So this was the bed which was being built for this room from the indigenous resources of that area. The wood was from there, and everything was used from the indigenous resources. So after the renovation, after the redoing, we have got this room. So this is now fit for the tourist attraction and tourist stay over there, and we call it stay home. Actually, the villagers also living in that home. They have other 2 rooms, but one room they have converted it for the tourist facilitation. So tourists now enjoying this room over there, and they are getting their income from this room as well. So this was the washroom which we have converted from the local type of washroom to this washroom. We have created some benches for their lawns and for terraces as well. This was also with the help of our team. This was the house keeping training for the local, for the same house, the owners of the same houses, because these stay homes are being run by the female. This is another amazing thing, that females are running the whole affair. They are receiving the tourists. They are looking after their housekeeping. They are looking after for the food as well. So for the cleaning of the washroom, they are being trained as well. And this is the overall training talks with the local community. That these are some different pictures of the training of that area. and they are being taught with the help, and they are also being taught about the finances, how they handle their finances for the running of this room. So they are being taught about financial literacy, that is very much important for the entrepreneurship, especially for the female of that area. So after the training, they are having the group photo over there. This is the area where we were working about. This is another area, which are the far-flung mountainous area of Neelam Valley in Azad Kashmir. Now this is another project. This was the area where these are mud houses over there. These are actually built for the summer houses of that area. People usually go down when there is a snowfall over there, and they come up again when there is a summer over there. So they have their mud houses or summer houses up in the hills. We actually, this is the whole picture of that area. We actually converted these mud houses into the such like houses, so that there must be a full-fledged facilitated 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom double-story house for the tourist over that area. So this was the in the making of that mud houses into another better facility for the tourist. This was another phase of those houses being converted into. So these were two projects. With first project, we have converted about 30 houses into stay home houses, and in the second project, we have converted about 16 mud houses into better facilitation for the tourists. But whole of these houses were being run by the local people with the same owners which were having the mud houses or which were having the houses for their own use. Now they are using for the tourist as well, and there is no architectural change over there. The local architecture is also intact, environment is also protected, and we have done local income generation project as well. So people are more have more income, and they are more educated, and they are doing entrepreneurship, small entrepreneurship over there, and especially the female of that area. So we have another very unique type of culture with us, that is nomadic culture. We have nomads. They are living in another upper part of northern area, that is called Skardu and Gilgit. They move by foot from that area towards downsides, and they move all along the AJK, all along the Kashmir Valley, and then they go to the Pakistan side at the Khariyan. So their travel is about 4,000, 5,000 miles, but they all the way travel on by foot. So this is a very unique culture of AJK. They have a lot of goats, and not only goats, but horses and very special breed of dogs as well. This is how they are looked. So they are very different from the common people of our area. They are different from common people. So these are the showcasing. These are the brains of our area. So we are also working how to save this type of culture in our area, and we are mostly interacting and integrating with these people. We are facilitating with them with the health issues. We are facilitating with the education as well. We have created some mobile schools for them so that they can be educated. But we always convince them that don't leave your culture, don't leave your traditional styles, so that we can repeat that we have this type of nomadic culture with us as well. These are their tent houses, and this is the culture which is also the priority of government of AJK, to protect this culture forever, so that we can have a better brand for the tourist attraction as well. So this is how our government is doing for the sustainable tourism improvement in our area, and we are going hand to hand with the responsible and sustainable tourism. Thank you very much for patience hearing.
Thank you so much, Madam Metat Shehzad, for explaining and talking about sustainable tourism initiative in the province of AJK in Pakistan. Richard, can you stop the presentation and we all come back in the stage? And now I would like my colleagues from Kenya, Nairobi, and Ingermet from Norway to ask questions, because it's all about knowledge sharing. I hope that this session was interesting for our online viewers as well, who are watching us for COP28, which is happening in Dubai. such initiatives you can share, you can give training workshops internationally as well. So Inger Met, are you there with us? I would like you to ask the first question because Norway is doing so much on sustainability and tourism industry is quite good. What's your take on Madam Mitte's presentation and what is your first question? Yes, Inger.
I think it's quite interesting to be up in the on the feet of Himalayas, or the foot of Himalayas, the snow pole, or the third pole on our planet. My question maybe the first question would be like, how do you really feel the climate, or has the weather patterns changed, and is it different than before? Is it adjusting, for example, for skiing, or is there very cold suddenly, or heavy rainstorms that is not predictable for tourists? How is that climate and weather patterns influencing?
Yes. Our climate is quite predictable for us as well, because we have summers, we have winters, we have spring, and we have autumn. Are the 4 seasons we have alternately, and we know when summers are coming, when autumn is coming, and when there would be winter. And during the winter season, we do have a lot of adventure tourism as well, especially skiing is very much famous in our area. We have 3 or 4 very good destinations which are being said by the foreigners as well, that these are the best Asian places for the skiing and skating over there. So we do have Ganga Choti, we do have Adankel, and we have Tolipir, and we have another destination which is being used for the skating. And we mostly in Ganga Choti, we do have a huge festival during winter, and from Switzerland, from Austria, from different countries, trainers, female trainers are coming to train the local community for the skating and skiing over there. So climate is very much predictable, and we can foresee what is coming, and we plan accordingly as well.
Absolutely. I talked many times with Sadaf about a partnership with Norway when it comes to mountaineering, guidings, how we can develop this a partnership for the journey of a tourist destination to develop as a tourist destination. And also, we also talked about circular economy and the footprint of hotels and washing, and the bigger hotels in Swat Valley, and the tourist fascination for K2 as extreme sports, but also this thing about deep culture, because you are part of the Silk Road, so it's a lot of culture. And at the time with the Sadaf, we talked about the Kalash people and how the arts and the folkloric clothes is the same as we have in Greece and in Egypt, with the jewelry and nomadic thing. This similar symbols.
It's very similar. Yeah. They are called mountainous people, and they are everywhere in Greece and in Turkey and in Egypt and in Pakistan as well. These are very much similar to each other.
Yeah.
And we do have good mountain areas where mountaineering can be done. Their hiking tracks are there, and we have very good hiking tracks as well for the foreign tourists as well.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned.
Yeah, and Sadaf might have mentioned that I've been very dedicated to the history of Sialkot as one of the biggest manufacturers of sports equipment, and especially football, but also all textiles in the sports and many others as well. But this thing about the value chain and how we can really look at the sustainable products when it comes to gloves or football shoes or caps, or there's so many products to develop. And if Sadaf remember, I put the history of Sialkot is the ancient Greeks.
Yeah, what we did in STG Silk Road event, it was amazing. So Collins, are you there with us? Kindly ask your question, because Kenya is very famous for safaris, and a lot of tourism have started going there. I've heard, I haven't been to Kenya, but I've heard it's one of the most expensive safaris that you have. What have you learned so far from Madam Middles, responsible in ecotourism? Do you have any question how you can start, or your local for such tourism initiative? Because I always feel that attending these conferences, it's also knowledge sharing. One should, like, exchange dialogue, like Inger said, cultural dialogues. That's what we are want, that bilateral agreements with different countries. So Africa is very famous for tourism. Yes, Collins.
Okay, thank you so much, Sadaf, and glad to have seen a wonderful presentation from Madam Nidat. Actually, from the presentation that she has given, it clearly gives us a challenge, maybe from where I sit, and there's so much we can learn from it, because in the midst of climate change, I know it's a very complex, interplay. When you're talking about tourism, then we have environment, then we have climate here, and so quite often we have, it's a very delicate balance about preservation of what we have, and then also exploitation. And I really like the fact that maybe I wanted just to ask from what I've seen, like the communities who are actually building their own houses and sustaining their projects, because sometimes, maybe for example in Kenya, people have to think through maybe an investor who comes, and people are afraid that they are going to lose their their rights or the environment. I wanted to ask slightly maybe about the projects that you do, and probably the role of women in the projects around tourism, and how that plays into supporting the whole tourism concept from your case. And then number two, as Sadaf you mentioned, for instance, in Kenya, ecotourism, especially coming from the local communities, has it's picking up, but there's so much you can learn from the story that we have given, because quite often people think that if I'm from a local setting, then I have to do something so different so that the tourists can actually celebrate that. So I wanted also to just probably ask, for example, the communities. I've seen pastoralists, the ones who actually move, and the concept about that, and how they are trying to balance the information that the tourists are coming in, and how they also preserve their culture, so that they don't lose that identity. I think it's something we can learn from that. How is that being picked up from the communities around where the projects are?
Actually, when we started this project, we have spent about 3 months for the training of those people, for the not only training but awareness, for the convincing process as well. We have to convince them that this is the thing which can help you economically, and so you will be better about after this. So first of all, their men were taken for the discussions. They were convinced first, and then we went to the women as well, because we were allowed by the men that we should talk to the women as well. And we have a team of women trainers with us who are training and who are talking to the women, so that they can feel easy that how we are, what we are saying, and they can understand what we are actually convincing to them. So for 3 months we did this thing. We convince them, we tell them the benefits of this thing, we tell them economic benefits, social, we convince them that, even we have asked them that don't lose your traditions, don't compromise on your values, don't compromise on your norms. We ask them that do preserve your everything with you, with these type of tactics. We told them about different things, different manners, For example, they were having covered their heads like me, but we told them never lose this thing, always cover your heads because this is your tradition. So we have also educated them that these are your values, you are the safeguarders of these values, so you should continue with these values, but while continuing or balancing out how the values can be continued and how the economic ventures can be done. We trained them about this, and after this training, we started converting their houses to the homestay houses. And after that, we did another training for them for how the manners, house manners, housekeeping manners, cleanliness things, how they can manage these things because they have different type of behaviors regarding cleanliness or managing the houses. So we have trained continuously, keeping along their traditions and values at the top priority. And in this way, they are very much merged with the idea of our homestay. And now they are very easily running those projects over there, and they don't have any social or cultural harm over there, and they are very easy going over there, and they are having good interactions with tourists as well. We have a lot of feedbacks upon that. I have written a paper on it. I can share anytime with you that how these people are behaving over there.
Thank you so much. And maybe just slightly, when it comes to like the revenue that they get from the tourists, how is that shared amongst the communities? Say, for example, maybe only 3 have given their houses, and when the tourists come, how is that sharing of the revenue model?
And there's a privacy structure over there as well, because the room which was built by the which was renovated or redone by for the tourists, that is exclusive on one side. It has its own stairs. We in those areas we have 3 stories building over there. That is special architecture of that. The basement is used for the animals, the second story is used for the living, and the third story is used for the storage purpose. So second story for the tourists, the second story is used, and one room that is exclusive to the outside and with exclusive stairs as well, that is used for the tourists. The other 2 rooms have different face, so their privacy is very much over there. The once the tourist is there, if the tourist is full, mostly these houses were used for the family living, not for the single people. So when families over there, they were first received by the male persons, and then the female family members are introduced with the female of that house. Now the whole thing is over to that female of that house, so she keeps on interacting with the family of that tourist. And so in this way, the families are mostly allowed to stay over there. And after that, when the local cuisine was served to them, there is a ban on other cuisines or Italian or Russian or things. They should have the local cuisine so that they can feel the village life as well. And we female are very much like what they were before that project. They are just like that right now as well. This project was in 2019 and 20. Now this is 2023. This is still being run, and this is we usually interact with those female again and again, and they are very much like that which they were in 2019 or 2020. So their social traditions are intact over there.
I hope, Collins, I'm glad that you asked questions because, as I said, it's knowledge sharing. So, Richard, the co-founder of Rethinking Choices and running this whole campaign, it's for you. I would like you to ask a question as well. I know your background comes from the financial and banking sector, but we all are learning. So, yes, Richard.
Indeed, we are all learning very much, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you so much for your insight in that particular brand of tourism. I think it's very much a universal question that you are facing that happens. I grew up in Sweden. I'm Italian. I carry an Italian passport. Hence, Pakistan and K2 is very close to my heart. But in Sweden, we're very much at the moment in the midst of a huge debate about the indigenous people's right in northern Sweden. And they are probably not as extensive travelers as the ones you described, but they've been nomads for centuries, for millennia, and they're herding their reindeer. And in the areas they traditionally inhabit, we have decided to mine quite extensively for iron ore, because Sweden is one of the few places on the planet where you have very, very high grade iron ore, which is a lot cleaner to produce than sort of lower grade iron ore when you need to extract all the carbon, which is quite a cumbersome process and also contributes a lot to our carbon dioxide accumulation. So you have this huge balancing act between the local people's right to continue to have the livelihoods they've always had. And also it's very much the myth of Christmas with the reindeer in a snowy landscape in the north, and the need for society to have access to cleaner forms of iron ore. And it's really become a very, very hot topic that politically has split the country, and it's split a lot of people that normally would find themselves on the same side in the debates are now on the opposite side. How do you go about resolving these conflicts? Because they will inevitably occur. Either they're small or they're big, because we all want to have the right to earn a livelihood, and we all have the right to continue living the way we wanted to live and have been living for centuries. What mechanisms do you use for dealing with those kind of issues when they arise?
Actually, these people are so much you can say positively stubborn about their living style, that they're not willing to lose this style. So they are very much happy with the tent villages, and they're very much happy with the roaming about all the way. But they do have a lot of problems as well, because when they when they are using the roads infrastructure established by the government always asks them that don't use our roads, because these have become dirty because of your roaming over there. So this is a big problem. They put them in the trucks and in buses so that they can move with the vehicles, but they don't like the vehicles. One thing, and the other thing is that we do have a lot of precious herbs in the forest from where they start their journey. They keep the herbs with them, and the medicinal plants and things like that, and they smuggle these things to the other part of the urban areas. So this smuggling is also annoying the government. So a government want to regulate this smuggling, regulate this trade with evidence and with documentation, but they are not willing to do this. So these type of problems. And third thing is that they do their business with the help of these goats and horses. So if the goats become they need to health care, so government has to intervene in those areas so that their health can be protected, and they can be treated from the mobile hospitals or things like that. So we are establishing some mobile labs for the treatment of those animals which they are carrying with them, because this is actually their business, and they don't want to lose any type of goat, any baby goat or anything. So government need to intervene with them, because this is the government's responsibility to protect their lifestyle as well, plus their businesses and everything. So these type of conflicting things come in, which government tackle different with different ways, and we are very much aware of these things, that how we have to tackle and how we can ease out these people without annoying them.
Yeah, I see. Thank you so much. It's a tricky area, and it needs a lot of afterthought, because you do not want anyone in particular to feel like a loser and be the ones that have been pushed aside for the greater interest. So Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So last not the least, Timothy, do you have any question from Madam Medet before we close our session for today?
Thank you so much, Madam, for the presentation that you've made. I'm a motorsport fan, and the famous Safari Rally, and it takes place across these tourism attraction areas, talking about Hell's Gate and other here in Kenya and other ranches. So I have a few questions that that I would want to ask you, and one is about in regard to the monitoring and evaluation, whereby I would want to know that if there are any adjustments that your approach is based on the feedback that you get from the evaluation results. Are there any adjustments that you usually make? And the other one is on tourism behavior, where maybe I'll ask, how do you address the issue to do with over tourism, whereby you get a lot of tourists, going at a particular place or at a particular region. So how do you deal with that? And the other one is on partnership. How have you been able to collaborate with other businesses in area to collectively promote sustainable practices? Thank you.
Thank you. Number one, you were talking about monitoring and evaluation.
Yeah.
Actually, any project which is being initiated by the government itself, we always keep in mind that how it will be monitored all the way and how we can get the feedback. So this is the project regarding sustainable tourism being discussed, that homestay project. This was initiated by the government, so we are continuously in contact with those people, not only with those, but we are replicating this project in other areas as well. So after these 30 houses, we have built another 10 houses in another area. Now we are going to build to redo another 10 houses in another destination. So we are replicating this, and so we are continuously with this project, and we are monitoring how the first experience, the first project benefited us, and how that can be replicated in the other area. So monitoring and evaluation with the projects of government plus the private sector projects as well are very much part of government's policy. Number two, you were talking about, sorry, I can't remember. What was the second thing?
How do you address the issue of over tourism in your project?
Yeah, when there's an influx of tourism, you mean that?
Yeah.
We do have in some areas we do have this problem, because one area is called Neelam Valley that is very much influxed by the tourist, and its environment, its ecology, its climate is very much endangered because of influx of that area, tourists in that area. So after that, we have thought about diversification of tourist destinations and branding of new tourist destinations. So we have tackled this thing by diversification, and very, very successfully we diverted the whole of influx to other areas as well. We have created another attractions, for example, adventure tourism to other area, and we have branded another destination for them. Now most of the tourists are going to that area as well. We have partner. You have also asked about partnership. We have legislated a mechanism that how investors can be easily offered different ventures in the tourism sector, so that investors can come in, and if we have financial constraints, private sector can come in, but that private sector should come with us with certain
What's the next
Hello. Congratulations with this exciting morning, Sadaf. It's been a great day.
It was a great day. It was a very exciting, tourism and hospitality is very close to my heart. By profession, I am into tourism industry. Inger. And I think Madam made this intensive presentation was very impressive that Pakistan is thinking on ecotourism, green tourism, sustainable tourism, and it's close to your heart as well, as you come from the Norwegian Nordic side, and you always talk about the skiing and how they are developing and how we can learn and integrate it into Pakistan. So yes, it's been a very exciting session today.
Absolutely. You know, I live close to one of the most distinguished tourist destinations in Norway, and we'll work a lot about digital storytelling on like how to work on together with tourist destinations. We're working with carbon offsetting, with tourist partnerships for traveling, and the Eco Lighthouse for tourist destinations, the CSR and the sustainability perspective of big hotels, but also smaller, and food production. You know, so it's yes, it's very dear to my heart. And listening to the conversation today, I'm very humble, because I do not know enough about Pakistan to really express know-how and to contribute. But you know, the tourism is bringing culture together. It's about peace. It's about learning. It's the love of traveling. It's so many things, Sadaf. So for me, it's been a learning journey to be together with you, as it always is. I'm really look forward to the day when you can come to Norway. We can travel to see Oslo as the green city, explore the different aspect of the Nordics as a tourist destination. It's a lot. And also to, you know, we from my area, we're working with Sherpas from Nepal, and they're building our bigger, like more commercial hikes in Norway. It's it's a billion of ideas, and it's a billion of voices. It's a lot of things to do when it comes to sustainable fashion, lifestyle, and tourism.
Yeah, Inger, I like that today you're wearing and representing the Silk Road coat, which we sent you. So you're actually representing Pakistan in the Norwegian style. You're our model, you know, from Pakistan and Norway. So yes, it's been a very interesting session. I thank the viewers. I hope you're watching us. Do like our pages. We are running live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Be part of this interesting discussion. We are running It's For You campaign in the 1st to 12th December for OP28. Now, I'll request Inger to play an interesting video. We'll close the session. Stay tuned. Our next panel and host, David Kerr, with the African team, will be back in exactly 1 hour. Bye from Islamabad, Pakistan.
Bye-bye. Bye from Norway.
Thank you.